Hello, I'm John Shepherd, and in this video we're going to take a look at how you can improve your maximum velocity and whether or not overspeed training has any benefit. We're also going to consider the hidden benefits of overspeed training. So a lot of you guys are questioning my thoughts on overspeed training. Well, not questioning, but looking for further answers to whether or not it's a valuable means to enhance your maximum velocity. Now, Dario asked a question. He looked at one of the videos that talked about downhill running and how it can be detrimental in terms of actually improving top speed. And he asked about whether towing or bungee assisted running is also detrimental or beneficial. Well, again, in general, it's negative, as most of the research indicates that being towed over speed results in changes to the biomechanics of your sprinting action. There's going to be more of a block on the track surface when you're pulled forwards. So you may feel like you're running faster, but you won't actually be travelling across the ground in a similar way technically to how you would when you're running on the flat. So, as I say, when it comes to overspeed, whether that be downhill or being towed, I see the benefits as not being the directly obvious one. It may, however, improve your power and ability to develop top speed by potentiation and also increased eccentric effectiveness. If you are being towed or running downhill, you will light up, fire more fast twitch muscle fibre and the motor units, and importantly the neural energy that recruits them. Now, if you then go to run on the flat afterwards, the likelihood is that you'll be able to recruit more of those motor units and therefore actually express more power. And it's very similar with the eccentric element, the derivative of overspeed training. Because you are being towed or running down a slight gradient, that slight braking creates more of an eccentric muscular action, a lengthening one, to control your descent or your speed being pulled forwards. So therefore you could indirectly improve your ability to return energy from the track surface or the long jump takeoff, for example, because your eccentric ability is enhanced. Eccentric capacity is vital for leg stiffness and quick fire reactions from the track surface. The better you are at withstanding force, power down into the track, and then converting it forwards via the concentric muscular shortening action, the quicker, more reactive and more powerful you will be. Now I'm going to follow up on the concept of overspeed in response to a further question that came in from Vladimir from, I believe, Russia. Now, he remembers a time, or has knowledge of a time, when the Soviets used to suspend their sounds quite funny, suspend their sprinters from a ceiling using a pulley type system to reduce their body weight as they sprinted forwards. Now, as far as I understand that is to reduce the drag, the braking effect that is created by being pulled forwards. So they'd be suspended vertically as they were being pulled forwards to reduce some of the body weight of the athlete. As I said, the objective there being to enable the athlete not to brake on track surface contact, but to be able to maintain the similar, to use a longer word, sprint kinematics that they would do whilst on the flat. We looked at Marley Miambo, the 7.30 m German long jumper who won the World Championships in Doha, and she was being towed by probably a more high-tech device and lifted at the same time somewhere in Germany. So that perhaps is the optimum condition for overspeed running, using that high-tech device. I have mentioned also about being lifted by a parachute at the same time. So again, it's about lifting the athlete to create a similar ground contact time, but with increased leg turnover. So they're running basically as they would on the flat, but by being towed and being lifted vertically, they're able to maintain very, very similar sprint mechanics, kinematics to what they would do while sprinting on the flat. It was very interesting to get Vladimir's comments on my very first video on this channel. That was over 3 years ago, and it's Great that people are still listening to that video and it's still raising questions about overspeed and training in general. I just wanted to take a moment to discuss channel memberships. Now, I've just set those up for my channel and I'm going to give you a quick overview of what you're actually missing out on. I get asked so many times about, can I write out a training program for an athlete? Can I advise a coach on a training phase? Well, that's what I'm doing now in the members area of the channel. So take a look at what I've got on offer and do sign up if you think it's going to benefit you and your training and your coaching. I would include overspeed training in my athletes' training, mainly because of the potentiating and eccentric benefits of it, rather than the direct overspeed transference into increased max velocity. So, by all means, introduce overspeed training into your training from time to time, but be aware that it can be limited in terms of directly improving your top end speed, but could indirectly improve it. Another thing that I'll say on the benefits of overspeed, or more specifically on the way to train if you are going to use overspeed methods, and that comes from my knowledge of what was done in Soviet former Eastern Bloc countries in the past again. They would get their athletes to do some downhill sprints and then some uphill sprints and on flat sprints. So the logic there is that there will be a transference between the three sprint modalities into enhancing high-end velocity. When it comes to maximizing top-end speed, it's about technique, it's about rate of force development, it's about leg stiffness. So if you train all those areas optimally, then your top-end speed, your maximum velocity will improve. If you can impart more force on the track surface in less time and create greater stride length, then you're going to travel across the track with greater velocity. Increasing sprint speed is a long-term process. As usual, thanks for watching, and do leave any comments you may have in the section below or through my other social media. And good luck with your training and any competitions that you may have that are on the horizon. And above all, stay safe during these difficult times.
I've had the FREELAP timing system for a number of months now, and I've been putting it to the test. If you'd like to find out more about it and potentially purchase a system, then do contact me directly. But here's some information. The system is extremely portable and accurate to 2/1000th of a second. You no longer need to take up 3 lanes to time your athlete. Place the TX Junior Pro transmitters down on trackside, set up the app on your iPhone or phone or tablet, and you're ready to go. The FX chip BLE attaches to the waist of the athlete, and that's what sends the time to the receivers. It's simple and effective. It's been a great motivator and a way to compare performances across the training year, not only between our athletes, but with norms established by other jumpers, for example. We can now really see how fast we are.